remember the day my ambition ignited like a wildfire. I was working as a bank teller, just another cog in the machine, when my eyes fell on the towering skyline of New York City through the glass doors. I was just 20, but I knew I was destined for something greater. I was determined to break free from the limitations that had been placed upon me, and I was fueled by a burning desire to rise through the ranks. Now, at 35, I am a senior bank executive, a position I fought tooth and nail to achieve, but that is only part of the story. Beneath the polished exterior of my success lies the darker tale of betrayal, love, and unyielding justice. My journey started to spiral when I met Sam, a charming man with a disarming smile that could melt the iciest hearts. I was captivated. He swept me off my feet as we spent evenings wrapped in laughter and dreams of a future together. I thought he understood my ambition, my hunger for success, and the sacrifices I made to climb the corporate ladder. Little did I know, the man I fell for had his own agenda. As our relationship deepened, I felt a shift, a coldness creeping in that I tried to ignore. I was busy with my work, pouring my heart into every project, every pitch, while Sam seemed to become increasingly distant. It was during one of those heated discussions about my next big promotion that the truth began to surface. I had been working tirelessly on a proposal that could elevate my career to new heights, and I eagerly shared my ideas with him, believing he was my partner in every sense. But Sam, instead of supporting my ambitions, sabotaged my efforts. He leaked my ideas to a rival bank, and the betrayal cut deep. It was like a knife twisting in my back, and I could feel my world crumbling around me. I confronted him, and the shock on his face was enough to send shivers down my spine. He tried to play it off as a misunderstanding, but I could see the truth in his eyes. The love I thought we shared was a facade, and I was nothing more than a stepping stone for his own gain. It was in that moment, standing in our cramped apartment, surrounded by memories of happier days, that I realized my heart was not the only thing that needed mending. My ambition had been wounded too. I had poured my soul into this relationship, and now it felt like I had lost everything. But I was not going to allow him to win. I decided to reclaim my power, not just for me, but for every woman who had ever faced betrayal. I devised a plan, one that would not only serve justice, but also ensure I emerged stronger than ever. I began to gather evidence of his deceit, meticulously documenting every conversation, every email, every moment he had betrayed my trust. It was like gathering the pieces of a puzzle. And as I pieced them together, I could feel my resolve hardening. The moment of reckoning arrived when I presented my findings to my bank's board. The room was tense, filled with whispers and incredulous gasps as I laid bare the betrayal I had endured. I could see the shock on their faces, the realization dawning that one of their own had attempted to undermine me. I fought back tears, not of sadness, but of righteous fury. The board took swift action, and Sam found himself without a job, his reputation shattered. I could finally breathe, the weight of betrayal lifting from my shoulders, but I knew the journey was far from over. The victory was mine, but it was hollow without closure. I called Sam to meet. The confrontation was electric. I could feel the tension crackling in the air. He tried to charm me again, to win me back with empty promises, but I was no longer the naive woman he had duped. I laid it all out, the pain he caused, the dreams he shattered. I told him I would never allow someone like him to define my worth. As I walked away, I felt a lightness in my step. I had taken back my narrative. If you love Helena's journey, like and subscribe to join her next chapter. With my newfound freedom, I poured my heart and soul into my work, rising through the ranks with the tenacity of a lioness. I had taken the ashes of betrayal and forged them into a fire of ambition. My name became synonymous with success, and I became a symbol of resilience in the corporate world. I funded initiatives supporting women in finance, ensuring that no one else would have to endure the betrayal I faced. I reclaimed my voice, my power, and my worth. The final twist in this tale came when I received an invitation to a gala, a networking event for the elite in finance. I walked in, my head held high, dressed in a gown that spoke of my triumph, and there he was, Sam, standing at the bar, his eyes widening in disbelief. I could feel the weight of his regret pressing down on him. The roles had reversed. He was now the one trying to make sense of his choices, while I thrived in the world he had once tried to dominate. I smiled, a knowing smile that held the weight of 1,000 victories. I raised my glass in a silent toast to the journey that had shaped me, the betrayal that had forged my strength, and the justice that had been served so cold. As I walked past him, the echo of my heels against the marble floor was a reminder that I was no longer just a bank executive. I was a force to be reckoned with, a woman who had turned betrayal into empowerment and emerged victorious. My name is Helena Montez, and my story is just beginning. Join me on this journey, and together let us redefine what it means to rise.